what's up? This is for coaches, parents, and wrestlers. Here in New Jersey, wrestling season is less than 48 hours away. It is Saturday morning and they will be starting Monday. So, real interesting time because this is a time where the majority of coaches, wrestlers, parents, they go wrong with the training for in-season. So I want to go over a couple tips to help you avoid these mistakes and to ensure that this is the most successful season that you have. So, number one, here's what tends to happen very frequently. The wrestlers have trained extremely hard, hopefully extremely hard, leading up to the season. They've done a lot of off-season wrestling. They've likely done some lifting, put on some muscle, put on some muscle, and then the mistakes come. They say, now I'm going to cut some insane amount of weight because the lighter I get, the lighter I go, the weaker the wrestlers are, which is all relative. There's such a thing as relative body strength. So if you've put on muscle mass, lean muscle mass, and you're not a fat piece of crap, why would we need to cut more than allowing our body to fall at a natural weight? That step one shows me that you trained the wrong way. You don't have confidence in the results you got from your training program. Let's say you're weighing out every day from practice after 2 weeks, and you're right around that 152-pound weight class, or whatever that weight class is now that it's changed. I feel like I can't remember them. Why would you decide to cut down to the weight class below that? You are going to make yourself weaker, number one, because you're not going to be feeding your body. Wrestling in itself is strength training. It tears down the body tremendously, tears down the muscles. So if you are cutting insane amounts of weight, start skipping breakfast. I know you guys probably skip lunch or have like a real crappy lunch. So you go and you buy a pretzel and then drink like some of that crappy fabricated fake juice. Then you go to practice. You start hating wrestling, so you don't even have an enjoyment for it. And then you go home and hopefully mom or dad cooks you up a good meal. So you skip breakfast, have some fake junk for lunch, and then you have one meal. Do you think that's going to help you wrestle at your best physically? What about mentally? We all know that mentally, that is one of the key factors in how successful you are. And if you're not having fun, you won't be successful. So, number one, don't skip the strength work. If you've done the wrong kind of training, I'm going to be giving you an opportunity to train the right way. The right way for in-season training has some very specific things that must be addressed. Most coaches are going to do all circuit training, lots of running, yet wrestling in itself is circuit training. A practice is 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We're drilling, that's a circuit, then we're live wrestling. That's all the conditioning. So if all you do is focus on conditioning, how strong will you be? How explosive will you be? Okay, so that's some serious food for thought. Number two, if you're not feeding your body, how do you think you're going to recover from these intense wrestling practices? Not too good. Do you think you will peak at the right time or will you burn out? It is very likely that you will be burning out. And I hate to see that because as high school wrestlers, you guys have this 4-year window of opportunity. And if you keep doing the wrong thing, unfortunately, wrestling is this thing like it's just like ingrained in the trenches of like history that we all have to cut weight. We all have to be upset and mad and not have fun during the season. We all have to grind it out and we all have to be miserable. Really? I've never heard of anybody saying, hey, I've got this great sport. We're not going to feed you. We're going to make sure that you get depressed, that you're miserable, that we're going to just make you run all the time, and it's just not going to be any fun. Please raise your hand if you'd like to sign up for that. Wrestling can and should be fun. And I don't like hearing these kids getting burnt out because they're grinding, or I don't eat breakfast or lunch, or I'm going to cut 25 pounds. So we need to get wrestlers healthy. We need them to have fun, and you need to get stronger and explosive during the season, and you need to be able to do all your conditioning and all that stuff through practice. So there are some very specific things that you need to be doing, and I just listed the stuff that you guys must avoid doing. So here in New Jersey at the Underground Strength Gym, we're actually going to be opening our gym on Sunday. A lot of wrestlers tend to go to wrestling clubs on Sunday, but after they've wrestled 6 days a week, I'm not sure how much more wrestling is going to make you better, unless, that is, you're wrestling amongst basically a bunch of teammates that aren't motivated wrestlers, they don't work hard, and you have to go out and find a motivated crew of wrestlers to train with. Then you got to go to the club. But in season, you stop all strength, you stop all power training, you stop all lifting, then you start running more. What do you think you will be, how do you think you'll be performing? No strength work, no explosive power training, no specialized wrestling workouts. You will get skinny, you will get slower, you will get weaker, you will unfortunately, you will lose confidence in your ability to bang heads with the bigger guys, the stronger guys. And I'll tell you what, there's a huge confidence factor when you're weighing in and you look more gnarly, you look stronger, you look tougher than the other guy. It sends a message to him and he starts second guessing. He may not have just done enough work to be able to go against somebody who's built like a tank. There's certainly something to be said about the confidence factor, that X factor that you will have when you do the right training. So our Sundays at the Underground Strength Gym are going to be available for the wrestlers so they could get their specific wrestling workouts in. And believe it or not, these workouts will actually help them recover more. Gets blood into the body. We address specific recovery methods, which helps them feel better, which in turn, and most importantly, helps you guys perform better. So, wrestling coaches, wrestling parents, wrestlers, let's avoid these mistakes. Let's move towards doing the right thing. Below this video, I'm posting a link to our Underground Inner Circle, where we have our in-season wrestling program. It's a downloadable PDF, very easy to follow. It's free weights and body weight, and it is really for high school and even collegiate wrestlers. For the high school wrestlers, it's specifically organized in such a way where we give you planned higher phases of intensity, lower phases of intensity, so you know exactly when to train hard, exactly when to back off. You will be peaking at the right time while all of the wrestlers are burning out at this time, which is unfortunately what happens with many. So I'm wishing everybody luck this season. I'm very excited for the 2012-2013 wrestling season. And that's it. I'm Zach Evnesh from the Underground Strength Gym in New Jersey. If you're in New Jersey and you want to train with us, go to undergroundstrengthclub.com. We have a complimentary evaluation where we take you through a workout and pinpoint all your weaknesses and basically come up with a program to turn those weaknesses into strong points and turn your strong points into stronger points. And if you're not from New Jersey, you definitely want to go to undergroundinnercircle.com. Tons of wrestling, strength and conditioning and performance information there, all the way dating back to late 2004. So we're looking at like 8 years already of information from our wrestling training compiled in there. And go to undergroundstrength.tv, sign up for your free gift. We take care of everybody with the best that we can. All right, guys, Zach Evnesh, peace out. Much respect.